Hello you guys, I hope you all are doing well. My stay in Costa Rica is coming to an end, and in this video I invite you to join me as I explore the beautiful lands of Uvita, Corcovado and Manuel Antonio. From Tortuguero I went back to San Jose for a quick layover, and the next morning I took a public bus to Uvita. This was my accommodation, this time simple and basic, good for a couple of nights. I had a small supermarket right across the road where I used to get my morning coffee. Good morning guys, so right now I'm walking from my hotel to the Marino Ballena National Park, and I'll be most likely just enjoying the beaches of the national park and chill because tomorrow I've got the trip to Corcovado National Park. It's just a one-day trip because I don't have more time left, unfortunately. Yeah, so taking you with me as always. And here we are entering Marino Ballena National Park, and right at the entrance we are warned not to swim in the river adjacent to the park and not to feed crocodiles that live in there. Marino Ballena National Park is a protected reserve located right in the heart of Uvita, and it is a favorite spot of humpback whales that come every year, July to October, to carry out their reproductive cycle. The main attraction of this park is a rocky and sandy formation that resembles the tail of a whale. During low tide, a natural phenomenon happens where two beaches meet and form a 600-meter wide sand passage in the shape of a whale tail. I arrived early in the morning because I wanted to avoid the crowds, but that was the worst idea actually, and I will give you two reasons why. First, I should have checked the tides chart to find out what time of the day is best to visit, to be able to see the whale tail of course, and on that day it wasn't during the morning hours, but around 1 p.m. As you can see, the tide is high and all of us pretty much standing in the jungle to not get wet. And second, during early morning hours, most of the tours depart from this location for Corcovado and also for whale watching if it's the season. So the park gets very crowded considering the high tide. Many pathways that led to the beach were still underwater, so I thought I might just go back to town and get some breakfast and then come back again in a couple of hours. I went to one of the trendiest breakfast spots called Le French Café. I had some kind of a passion fruit smoothie with chia seeds and eggs benedict with mushrooms. We are back to the national park, and as you can see, now the tide is low and we can go see the whale's tail. One of the best things to do in Uvita is of course whale watching. Humpback whales from both the north and south migrate to this area for breeding. They alternate with each other, and for that reason Uvita has two whale watching seasons. The best time to go is from January to March or July to October. In the month of November, December, May and June you might have little to no encounter. When I visited, the season has just begun and I didn't get to see whales, but hopefully next time. As this national park was created for the sole purpose of protecting the humpback whale migration, the whale's tail is a spectacular masterpiece of Mother Nature, and here I'm standing right on it. Playas Uvita and Ballena are relatively unvisited stretches of white and golden sand. Between the beaches you can see the areas of mangrove habitats. Also, at a low tide, there are many tide pools with all kinds of little fish and crabs, an incredible little ecosystem to explore. I spent a fantastic afternoon at the beach and now it's time to head back. But first, a quick stop at the tour operator's office, where I bought my tour to Corcovado National Park for tomorrow. Good morning, guys! It's the next day early morning and here I am at Punta Uvita, boarded the boat and off to Corcovado we go. The ride was super bumpy as the waters were rough and it took us 1 hour and a half to reach the place on a speedboat. We arrived to San Pedrillo Ranger Station, which is one of the best places to explore near Drake Bay. Our arrival at the beach was a wet landing, so it's good to bring sandals in addition to sturdier footwear for the trails. The waters offshore Corcovado contain many marine mammal species, including dolphins and migrating humpback whales. Bull sharks patrol the coastline, while caimans and crocodiles lounge in local rivers. All 4 of the sea turtle species also come here at night to lay their eggs on Corcovado's beaches. Also, you can only visit this national park with a licensed guide who will arrange your boat transfers and other logistics. After signing in at the ranger station, the hiking begins. The trails were relatively good. The first section of the hike is mostly through a secondary forest, but soon we reached the primary forest, which is identified by massive trees with long roots and wide trunks. Corcovado National Park protects the largest remaining expanse of primary rainforest on the Pacific coast of Central America. It is one of the most remote national parks in Costa Rica, but for tropical wildlife watching, it's one of the most amazing destinations on the planet. Many species that have disappeared from much of Central America have healthy populations in Corcovado. Bayard's tapir is the most famous example. I was super lucky to see one myself. Actually, you will see this moment right now. The way I reacted was very funny.
Oh wow, look at it! Come here, Leo!
Imagine, I was casually walking the trail and boom, I saw a big animal coming out of the woods and crossing right in front of me. I freaked out, of course, and called our guide to have a look. And yeah, because tapirs require large tracts of undisturbed forest, they have disappeared from much of their former range. But they are common in Corcovado. Here we saw a woodpecker, a bird that resides somewhere from southern Mexico to northern Argentina and Trinidad in the Caribbean.
So people use it as natural fence, and animals use it as shelter. They're running away from something big. Go in there. The roots are kind of reddish, you know. Aposematic is what it's called, when animals or plants have bright colorations to make it think like they're poisonous. Tree in the island, Caño Island, but it was brought there by indigenous people. Okay? because it has a lot of medicinal value. There's symbiotic mushrooms, like all these white patches you see on trees, that's lichen. A lot of mushrooms have symbiotic relationships with but this is also, it has some seeds that are very oily. Because it is so oily, the seeds, people would use it as shampoo. Oh, the tapir's also eating. Sorry. There's some, this one is wild, there's a type of zapote that people actually eat. Okay. Well, this is from a whale. But I'm not really sure what kind of whale is it. But I've heard someone that said that the bottom part is from a different kind of whale, actually. Flappers. This is the tapirs. These are peccaries, the wild pigs. This is like the quati.
And this is plastic.
Plastic.
Very nice.
This is from alpaca.
At some point we had to cross a small stream, and we did our best to cross at the shallowest point as far upstream as possible, as both crocodiles and hammerhead sharks patrol the waters here. So crossing the stream was an adventure in itself.
You tried to do it.
Yes.
Also, this national park contains Central America's healthiest population of scarlet macaws, which thrive here thanks to the abundance of beach almond trees. And it is home to 5 of Central America's 6 feline species. Jaguars, pumas, ocelots, margays and jaguarundis are all found here. And to see a jaguar, you have to get lucky as they are so elusive.
Oh, beautiful.
So people make earrings out of it.
The diversity found on the Osa Peninsula is not surpassed by any region of similar size anywhere on Earth. Corcovado National Park is a backpacking experience of a lifetime. It encompasses the only remaining old-growth wet forests on the Pacific coast of Central America. The impacts of tourism, gold mining and deforestation cause declines in the biodiversity of native Costa Rican terrestrial and aquatic species. Despite the negative effects of environmental degradation happening in Corcovado National Park, there is a large group effort being made by conservation organizations and the government to protect and conserve the park's environment.
So mostly snakes eating. Let's go, look.
Yeah.
See, the wasp eat them.
Eat them.
But come see, you can see the eyes, you can see them. They move in there.
This?
The gliding tree frogs are green, just like the red-eyed tree frog. They just don't have the red eyes.
In the afternoon we had to return back to Uvita, and this time it's a wet boarding. We got on board and began our journey. On our way, we hoped to spot whales, but unfortunately we didn't. Nonetheless, it was a beautiful ride. We spent an amazing day in Corcovado, and all I can say is the whole experience was worth it. Good morning, guys. This is my last day in Uvita, and I decided to spend it exploring local hidden natural pools. I thought I could just walk there. I checked the map and it said it's an hour walk, so I was like, why not? Let's do it. Uvita is a small town. One thing that I like the most about it is this river that runs through it. This place is so serene. On my way there, I stopped by this little boutique that caught my eye and bought some incense and Palo Santo sticks. First, let's go get some breakfast And I have to recommend you this place called Indomitos Cafe. Especially if you're into healthy food options, you're gonna love it. It's a vegetarian restaurant, by the way, and it's all about good vibes. In order to get to the hidden natural pools, we have to journey through the beautiful bamboo forest and down the road. Then cross the Rio Uvita, and further down the path we find beautiful natural pools.
Hi guys, so I guess I almost reached the natural pools in Uvita, and now I'm confronted with this. Let me show you. So I've got my shoes and I'm gonna cross. Oh, it's so cold. I mean, it's not like ice cold, but it is cold. Look at that. This is unbelievably beautiful. I'm so glad that I came here. Today actually it was my last day in Uvita. I mean, it is my last day, like a full day. So I decided to go to this place and see it for myself. It's called Waterfall and Natural Pools. I will just double check and let you know. But look at that. Let's do it. Let's do it. The rocks are actually very slippery, so I have to be careful while crossing. Wow. I mean, guys, these leaf cutter ants are everywhere. And just look at them. Everyone is carrying something. This is so magical.
I finally reached my last destination, and it is Manuel Antonio. I came here to see the famous national park, which we will visit with you tomorrow morning. I stayed at Millennium Hotel right by the entrance to the park to avoid any unnecessary transportation, as I stayed there for 2 nights only. I arrived in the afternoon and I headed straight to the beach to feel the atmosphere of the area and enjoy the sunset. Good morning, guys. This is how I go to the national park, wearing my rain jacket because it rained heavily for the whole night and the whole morning, and apparently the rain just stopped just now and I have to go for the tour. So let's see, I have this you know, like a rain poncho. So I thought I don't want to get my backpack wet because I'm gonna fly with it tomorrow. So I just got this, you know, bag which is already completely destroyed and I will have to throw it away right here, like right before my flight. So I thought I would just, you know, wear it underneath the jacket just in case. And then I have like a Ziploc bag for the electronics and camera. So yeah. Alright guys, so I will see you in Manuel Antonio National Park. Bye! First of all, I have to say Manuel Antonio National Park is the ideal blend of beach and rainforest. It is the smallest park in Costa Rica, but one of the most popular. Also, in 2011, Manuel Antonio was listed by Forbes as among the world's 12 most beautiful national parks. Here you can see capuchin, howler and squirrel monkeys, sloth, iguanas, agoutis and hundreds of species of birds. While I was there, it rained almost during the whole time. And of course, considering the circumstances, I was not expecting to see any animal. But you will be surprised by how many I actually got to see. Manuel Antonio Beach is famous for its soft white sands and warm turquoise waters. It is surrounded by lush rainforest, providing opportunities for wildlife sightings, like this one. Here I couldn't help but think of what a profound effect this trip to Costa Rica has had on me. It feels like visiting this country changes you forever, and I mean it. Here you get in close contact with nature, and you realize how much it depends on us, humans, and how it's everyone's responsibility to preserve it the best we can. How all small steps matter. You see how interconnected we all really are. How important it is to give back to Mother Nature, and you get to experience the true meaning of what Pura Vida represents. I had an amazing time here and I'm really grateful for it. And I can't wait to return one day to explore more of what this paradise on earth has to offer. After the visit to the park, I got back to my hotel, packed my suitcase and mentally prepared for a 22 hours long flight back home. I'm quite used to long-haul flights, have done many of them, but still, it's kind of hard, I have to admit. On the way to the airport, we crossed the famous Crocodile Bridge, where dozens of huge American crocodiles gather in the mud under the bridge on Tárcoles River. Some of these crocodiles reaching sizes of 3 to 4 meters long. Can you imagine? It was cool to see how they interact with each other, and a bit scary of course. And this is it guys, with this video I'm wrapping up this trip and my heart feels full and enriched by the vibrant spirit of this incredible country. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe and make sure you watch all of my videos from this series. Until next time, Costa Rica, thank you for the memories.